He doesn't just fight. He breaks opponents down slowly and ruthlessly, round after round, with unnatural reach, non-stop pressure, and a gas tank that never runs dry. Emanuel Navarrete overwhelms rather than outpoints, smothers rather than waits. His style isn't clean, it isn't conventional, but it's dangerous, brutally effective, and completely his own. He throws punches from impossible angles, with a rhythm that defies expectations and a pace most fighters can't match. Three-division world champion. From super bantamweight to featherweight to junior lightweight, Vaquero didn't just collect belts. He earned them the hard way, fighting anyone, anywhere, and wearing them down with relentless volume and signature Mexican grit. Outside the ring, he's quiet, humble, grounded. But once the bell rings, that calm disappears, replaced by a whirlwind of motion, leather, and controlled chaos. So, before we break down the pressure, the power, and the path of Emanuel Navarrete, smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell. Because this isn't just pressure fighting, it's destruction by design. Born on January 17th, 1995, in the humble town of San Juan Zitlaltepec, Mexico, Emanuel Vaquero Navarrete Martínez wasn't sculpted in the spotlight. He was sharpened in the shadows, an awkward, lanky kid with a relentless engine and fists that never stopped throwing. Today, he's one of the most feared pressure fighters in the world and one of the most underrated. With a whirlwind style that defies convention, he has carved out a legendary resume, becoming a three-division world champion across super bantamweight, featherweight, and super featherweight. His breakout came in 2018 when he stunned Isaac Dogboe to claim the WBO junior featherweight title in a major upset, then destroyed him again in their rematch. From there, he conquered Ruben Villa to take the WBO featherweight crown, and in 2023, delivered a thunderous comeback TKO against Liam Wilson to claim the WBO super featherweight title, after being knocked down himself. He's battled and beaten some of the division's toughest names. Joet Gonzalez in a 1,000-punch war, Robson Conceição in a gritty draw, and Oscar Valdez not once, but twice, proving he's not just a champion. He's a nightmare to fight. With a record of 39 wins, 32 by knockout, and a jaw-dropping 82% KO ratio, Navarrete isn't just a volume puncher. He's a force of chaos. And he's been cashing in. As of 2025, his estimated net worth sits at $6 million, built through massive fight purses, pay-per-view shares, and regional endorsements. So, here's the question. How does a rugged, unpolished kid from the dusty streets of San Juan Zitlaltepec, Mexico, rise to rule three weight classes without the glitz, without the hype, and without the machine behind him? After racking up an amateur record of 108-7, Navarrete stepped into the pro ranks at just 17 years old. He wasted no time making a statement, knocking out Misael Ramirez in the very first round of his debut. Over the next 6 years, he carved through the ranks, amassing a 25-1 record and overwhelming opponents with sheer volume and unpredictable angles. He wasn't refined, but he was effective and dangerous. Then, in December 2018, he got a shot. On the undercard of a Vasyl Lomachenko title defense, Navarrete challenged WBO junior featherweight champion Isaac Dogboe. He entered the bout as a plus 500 underdog, dismissed by most pundits. But under the lights at Madison Square Garden's Hulu Theater, he flipped the script. He outworked, outland, and outright bullied the champion. He walked away with a unanimous decision victory and his first world title. The rematch just 5 months later was even more brutal. This time, there was no question. He controlled every second, battering Dogboe until his corner threw in the towel in the final round. It was domination, and it was just the beginning. From that moment on, Navarrete's title reign became a whirlwind. He defended the belt 5 times in just under a year. He demolished Francisco de Vaca in 3 rounds, beat Juan Miguel Alord with clinical efficiency, and made a triumphant homecoming in Mexico by stopping Francisco Horta. He closed out his 122 pounds campaign with an 11th round stoppage of Gio Santissima, fighting through an injured thumb to get the job done. He wasn't just winning. He was setting a relentless pace that no one else could match. In 2020, the restless champion made a move up to featherweight after a tune-up against Uriel Lopez, where he landed a staggering 190 punches. He officially vacated his junior featherweight belt and became the mandatory challenger for the vacant WBO featherweight title. The matchup was set: Navarrete versus Ruben Villa. Despite Villa's slick style, Navarrete's power and pressure told the story. 2 knockdowns sealed a unanimous decision win, and with that, he became a 2-division world champion. His first featherweight title defense came against Christopher Diaz in April 2021. In front of a buzzing crowd in Kissimmee, Florida, he delivered one of his most thrilling performances, dropping Diaz 4 times before a 12th round stoppage. Just 6 months later, he faced mandatory challenger Joet Gonzalez in what turned into a high-volume slugfest. He threw nearly 1,000 punches that night, proving once again that his conditioning and toughness were second to none. The third defense came against Eduardo Baez in August 2022. Down on 2 of the scorecards, he ended the fight with a single crushing left hook to the body. It was a reminder: no matter how the fight looks, Vaquero can end it in an instant. But the hunger didn't stop there. He was eyeing greatness in a 3rd division. In early 2023, the WBO ordered him to face fellow Mexican warrior Oscar Valdez for the vacant junior lightweight crown. But when Valdez pulled out due to injury, he found himself in the ring with Liam Wilson instead. That night, he was knocked down in round 4, a rare moment of vulnerability. But like all true champions, he rose, roared back, and finished Wilson in the 9th. 3 divisions, 3 titles, and a legend growing with every fight. In August 2023, the long-awaited clash with Valdez finally happened. In a display of volume and vicious precision, Navarrete overwhelmed Valdez en route to a wide, unanimous decision. He wasn't just a champion. He was starting to look like the best 130-pounder in the world. His next bout came against Robson Conceição in November. It was a war of attrition, ending in a rare majority draw, but not before Navarrete re-aggravated a hand injury that would require surgery. While some saw the draw as a sign of decline, others saw it as further proof of his warrior spirit. Then came an opportunity to chase history once more. In May 2024, he moved up to lightweight to face the undefeated Denis Berinchyk for the vacant WBO belt. The fight was razor close. 2 judges saw it for Berinchyk, 1 for Navarrete. It was his 2nd career loss, but the ambition behind it spoke volumes. Vaquero wasn't done. Redemption came swiftly. In December 2024, he faced Valdez once more in a trilogy-defining bout. This time, there were no doubts. Navarrete closed the show with a thunderous 6th-round knockout, silencing any critics and reminding the world of his finishing power. But controversy wasn't far behind. In May 2025, he faced the undefeated Charlie Suarez. It was a closely contested bout until an accidental clash of heads in round 8 forced a stoppage due to a cut over Navarrete's eye. The fight went to the scorecards, and he was awarded the win. But later footage suggested the cut may have come from a punch in round 6. Team Suarez appealed, and on June 2nd, the California State Athletic Commission overturned the result to a no contest. The WBO ordered a rematch. Through it all, one thing has remained true. Emanuel Navarrete is a fighter's fighter. He isn't perfect. He's not always pretty. But he's tireless, fearless, and absolutely held a deal with once the bell rings. So now the question becomes, after years of blood, belts, and brutal wars, what remains for Emanuel Vaquero Navarrete when the final bell rings? Will he chase one more belt, one more name, one more legacy-defining moment? Or has the real fight always been outside the ring, in the quiet moments far from the spotlight? Because when the lights dim and the roar fades into silence, only one question truly matters. What does a warrior go home to when the gloves come off and the crowd goes silent? For him, the answer isn't shouted from rooftops or plastered across social media. It's whispered in quiet moments, guarded behind closed doors, and lived away from the cameras. Fame may have found him, but Navarrete never invited it into his living room. Though he's conquered 3 divisions inside the ring, outside it, Navarrete is almost invisible. Married and a father, the man they call Vaquero has always chosen privacy over publicity. His wife remains a mystery to the media, not because she isn't proud of him, but because their love doesn't need to be proven in pixels. It's a bond built in silence, in support, in sacrifice. At just 19, Navarrete became a father, long before the belts, before the millions, before the spotlight. That moment changed everything. School faded into the background. The ring became not just an ambition, but a necessity. He wasn't chasing glory. He was chasing stability. For his child, what does success look like when you've conquered 3 divisions but never lost touch with where you came from? For Emanuel Navarrete, it doesn't look like champagne on yachts or neon-lit selfies in foreign cities. It looks like discipline, loyalty, and a quiet kind of reward that doesn't need a shout. While the boxing world buzzes with flash and noise, his lifestyle whispers a different truth, one of focus, family, and the kind of pride that doesn't need validation. He still lives in Mexico City, close to the soil that raised him. No gated Hollywood mansion, no marble statues or glass-walled trophy rooms. Just a well-earned home where training gloves hang beside family photos. It's modest by championship standards, but every brick was paid for in blood, sweat, and bruises. And when he steps out, you won't see him behind the wheel of a Lambo or revving a Bugatti down a coastal highway. Instead, it's a black Chevrolet Suburban, sleek, spacious, and perfectly practical for a man with 2 kids and a gym bag always in the back. Rumors circle about a Ford Raptor parked at home, a rugged powerhouse of a truck that fits the Vaquero nickname like a glove. But true to form, he never shown it off. He doesn't need to. That's the beauty of his style. It's not built on brand names or blinding lights. It's about functionality, strength, simplicity. His life mirrors his ring persona. No wasted movement, no showboating, just results. When he's not in camp, you'll find him in local gyms, sharing a quiet word with the next generation, dropping off gear, or lacing up for an impromptu mid-session. He rarely talks about philanthropy, but actions speak louder. To a kid in San Juan Zitlaltepec, a visit from Navarrete is more powerful than any donation, because he's living proof that greatness can rise from anywhere. So, here's the real question. When a man builds his empire not from fame, but from family and fight, how far can that legacy reach? Because for Navarrete, it's no longer just about what he wins. It's about what he leaves behind. Before you go, don't miss out on exclusive perks. Click the link in the description to become a channel member and enjoy awesome benefits, like suggesting future video topics, getting early access to new content 48 hours before anyone else, and much more. Your support means the world and helps us keep bringing you the stories you love. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe for more amazing content. And while you're here, why not check out our deep dive into Teofimo Lopez's video? Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.